Hi guys, happy Thursday. How are you? I am having a Monday. It's Thursday, right? I know it's Thursday, even though we are, all safe at home and the days are starting to run together. I do know that it is Thursday. However, I'm having the biggest Monday ever. So I have lost an entire Magical Mystery Bead box. Like, how do you lose a whole box? I have no idea. I cleaned up my space last week, and I don't know if when I was cleaning, maybe I accidentally tossed it out. I don't know why I would do something like that, but it's the March Magical Mystery Bead box, the one, into the garden with the bunnies and the snails, and it's gone. I can't find it anywhere. I don't know what I have done. Surely I would not have thrown an entire box away, but I'm telling you, I have looked everywhere. I even thought maybe I had pieced it out, because that's what I usually do. I normally, when a new box comes, I will finally take the past box and kind of split it up. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Suzanne. I normally split up, everything that's in it, and don't call me Shirley. Excuse me. And put everything away, and I had yet to do that. That's why I was looking for this box. Cannot find it. It's gone. It grew legs. It's out of here. I have no idea what happened to it. So I don't know. Like I said, it's a Monday. I'm a little under the weather, so I apologize if I sound congested. I am not feeling super great, but we still have fun things today. You guys, there's so much going on right now on jessiejamesbeads.com. It's amazing, all of the things that are going on. So first of all, there is a 30% off sale on everything. $100 cart minimum, 30% off, and that is in celebration of the 3 years of the new Jessie James Beads website. That's amazing. 30% off a $100 cart. You guys, that's a lot. That's good. That's so good. But then there are the weekly deals that are going on as well. There is a free Dress It Up buttons pack with every $15 cart. There are a free Design by Me mix with a $35 cart, and then there is still a free chain reaction special. That's a 5 bundle of chain reaction with a $49 cart. So there is literally a special, if you will, a sale for everybody, for every budget, right? Because the Dress It Up button starts at a $15 cart, and the $30 goes all the way up to a $100 cart. So there's something for literally every budget, and I love that. I love that. That's so inviting. It's come on in. We've got something for everybody. That's the way Jessie James Beads is. It's just awesome stuff. I love it. Hey Rosanna, hey Mimi. You guys, can you hear it? I'm just not feeling super good, but it's all right. It's just allergies, right? Nothing serious, nothing serious. Okay, so for today's project, we are going to use some of those Design by Me mixes. That's one of the specials that's going on right now, is you can get a free Design by Me mix. And I have all 5 of the little mini mixes. I'm going to show them to you guys, and we're going to use one of them for our project today, but then I also have one more special thing to show you. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We're going to use it for our project as well. But let's start out with the little bead mixes. So this is the one that I used in the 3-tiered necklace that we did with the butterflies. So this is the grape juice one. Hey Joan. Hey Miss Sarah. Hey Sue, Julie. This is the grape juice one, so this is the purple. This is, I always get the names wrong. I think this one is called Color Pop. Let me pull it up just to be sure, because I don't want to get any of these wrong. I wrote other things down, but this was one of the things I did not write down. You would think I'd know by now. Okay, so this one is Color Pop. It's really, really beautiful. We used part of this in another project that we did last week, I think. So we didn't use a lot from it, but we did use some from this one. I did pour it out for you guys. And then the red one is Red Poppy. So pretty. I think I'm going to use this one for tomorrow. Oh, hey Ginger, hey Katie. I think I'm going to use this one tomorrow on Sarah Ellis Designs. And then there is this guy. Let me see. This is Glacier. So this has lots of clear, beautiful silvers and whites, and it's really, really pretty. I don't know. I might use this one. I'm so torn between the red and this one. I can't decide. So luckily I have some time. Last but not least is my favorite one, and that's just because I'm so partial to this color. This is Turquoise Turtle, and we're going to use this one for our project today. I'm going to dump it out. I'm going to show you the whole little kit and caboodle, everything that's in it. Super, super cool. So you guys take advantage. If you want to get one of these, take advantage. DB Mix is the code that you're going to use in the coupon code box when you go to checkout for your $35 order. And last but not least, you guys, we have tassels. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So let me show you the tassels that I'm talking about, because if you've not been over to the website yet to check them out, these floral tassels. So part of the reason I was looking for the Magical Mystery Bead Box that I have completely lost. If you're just now coming in, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I've completely lost an entire Magical Mystery Bead Box. I don't know what happened to it. There were some of these in there, and we made a quick pair of earrings out of them. I do have them. Hold on. Let me show you. So this is from the Magical Mystery Bead Box. Remember these earrings that we made? We just put these together like super, super quick, and I was like head over heels for the tassel. There are 18, that's a lot, 18 new floral tassels just like these available over on the website right now. And there are, let's see, you can get them in a bundle, so you can get every single one of them in a bundle, or you can buy them individually. I'm going to give you just like a sneak peek. We're not going to go through every single one of them. I'm not going to give you the names of each of them, but I'm going to just like show you like the full range so that you can see them. And then we're going to use a pair of them and some of the Design by Me bead mixes, and we're going to put those together and make a really sweet pair of earrings. These earrings they're relatively easy to do. There's nothing super, super hard. I feel like they can be adjusted, right? Up or down. They can be big, they can be small. I love designs like that. So let me just move the tassels over. I'm just going to give you a quick glance of these. I'll put them down on the mat, and then we will move on to the actual project. Okay, I just wanted you guys to like see these up close. All right, so I'm going to unplug. Cross your fingers, okay? Unplugging. There we go. And I have my my new tripod. Cross your fingers with it as well. You never know. I've had such bad luck with tripods, and now I've lost a box. I don't know. It's just, I think staying at home is starting to get to me a little bit. Okay, so we have the beautiful gray. I'm like up here in this corner, you guys. So there's this beautiful gray. There's the red. Now they all have names. I don't know what they are. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I do want you guys to see, because you can get all of these together, or you can, Rosanna says, I like the floral tassels, but not a fan of the other tassels. That's okay. The other tassels don't mind. We won't tell them. There's the red and the white, this beautiful pink. This is like, yes. I wish my hair was that color. I love that. Such beautiful soft colors for the spring. I'm in love with every single one of these. They are so beautiful. They all have their own little color palette, so you really can kind of turn these into whatever amazing design you want. More of this beautiful, they all remind me of just beautiful springtime sundresses, right? Like when I was a kid in the springtime, I'm not much of a sundress person myself personally, but when I was a kid, my mom in the springtime always wore like really flowy, beautiful sundresses in the spring and summer to be comfortable, you know, and gosh, that's what all of these remind me of. Just so pretty. very nostalgic for me. Okay, so we've come up to the pair that is my favorite. So I do have a favorite out of all of these. I think they're all beautiful. This is my absolute favorite out of all of them. I don't know why I'm drawn to this color. I have this color on today. It's a weird kind of mustardy color that I can't pull off yellow, but I can wear mustard for some reason. I don't know. These are called Bee Friendly if you're interested. And like I said, they all have names, but I can't remember all of the names. But I do remember the names of these because I'm making earrings out of those immediately. Or these guys, they look very similar to the ones that were in the Magical Mystery Bead Box. And there's some beautiful blue here. Look at those. There are so many, and they are so, I love these. This like soft pink. So good. It's so good. And then there's like a tropical pair. Yep. There's like literally a tassel for everybody. These are so darn pretty. So this is the pair that we're going to use for our project. Let me see. I can't remember the name of this guy. I don't want to get it mixed up with something else. I want to say, no, it's not the Evergreen. I'm not exactly sure which one this is, and I don't want to spend too much time on it because we need to get to the project. But I've picked a pair of these that we're going to use for our earring project today, and it's this guy. That's why I only have one out, because the other one is already in earring form. So we're just going to sit this guy to the side, and I'm going to move these out of the way, say goodbye to these beautiful lovelies. You guys can get the entire collection. That is 18 total, or you can get them individually. So take advantage, because they are gorgeous. Okay, so next we are talking about Turquoise Turtle, the Design by Me mix. And this is one of my favorites. I just love this color so much. So here is the Turquoise Turtle little mini mix, so you guys can see what's in here. I love these. I think these are super cute. I was drawn to these immediately. These little metal flower beads. There is a toggle clasp in here. You guys remember the grape juice one with the purple? It also had a toggle clasp in it. And there are some little tassels. There are some mother of pearl beads in here. There are miracle beads in this amazing color. I'm so in love with that. Clarissa says they look like tutus. They do. They look like beautiful little fairy tutus. I love it. There is some glass in here that is in this really pretty brown color. That is like the perfect complement to the turquoise that's running through all of this. And there's some really beautiful glass beads. Look at that. That almost looks like a Swarovski. So that tells you what kind of quality we're looking at. That's a beautiful glass bead right there. I mean, like that's a good looking bead. These, you guys know how much I love this shape. That's one of my favorite shapes to work with. And then of course there are cage beads. So there are a ton of beads in these little mixes. Don't be fooled by the small size, because the packages are small, but they are stuffed full of goodness, right? You guys know, because we made a 3-tiered necklace out of the grape juice, and we still had a ton of beads left over. The red, I love that. So pretty. So there are a ton of these to choose from. You can get a free one with a $35 order. Take advantage of that. Just check out the website. There's so much good stuff going on. There is literally a sale for every budget, and a color, a bead, a tassel for every single person, right? Every style. So take advantage. All right, so for the earrings that we're going to make today, we're keeping it simple, but we're going to make a fun design. So let's see, let me get my little felt square here. I feel like I've had better luck with the tiny square than that big piece. Okay, so this is the tassel that we're going to use, and we are going to mix this up with, let's see here, I'm going to use these little green kind of well, I mean, it is turquoise. It's like a, they're kind of seafoam green. We're going to use 2 of those, and we're going to use one of these brown glass drop beads. So we're not going to use a ton of beads from this mix, but it's not going to take a lot because that tassel is really going to be the star of our earring, okay? So, excuse me, we're going to do a little bit of everything to put together this earring, but what we're going to do is we're going to create two kind of half moon shapes, if you will. Okay, actually, you know what? Let me just show you the earring that we're going to make because I have one finished. I probably should have shown this to you when I had the camera turned around. So this is where we're going. Now, admittedly, this is a big, bold earring, okay? And this might be too big for some people, and that's okay. If this is too big of a style, you can adjust it and make this a smaller earring. I just love a really long, big, in your face kind of earring, so that's where we're going. But the intention is always to show you and talk you through how you can make this smaller, okay? So if this is too much for you, that's okay. That's all right. So we're going to start out with these two-tier, the half moon kind of shapes down here on the bottom. We're going to start with those. So we're going to use some 18 gauge gold colored German style wire to create those shapes. We're going to use our artistic wire mandrel set, and then the rest of it is just some wire wrapping. Okay, we're going to do a knotted head pin because we haven't done one of those in a while, and we're going to put everything together. So realistically, this is a pretty easy earring to put together. It's just a lot of steps involved. Okay, so we're going to start out with our two pieces of 18 gauge wire. One of these pieces is 3 inches long and one of these pieces is 2.5 inches long. Okay, so we're going to start out with one, and we're going to use our bell making pliers for this, and I'm going to use this smaller mandrel of the small bell making pliers. And I'm going to create a small loop on either end of the longer piece. We're going to do the same thing with the shorter piece too. It's the exact same steps, but you know, just for tutorial purposes, we're starting with the longer piece. All right, so I've just created that closed loop, just a little P shape here on one side. I'm going to come back over here to the other side, the other end, and do the exact same thing, just rolling to the end or to the inside so that our two little loops are matching, right? They're looking at each other, not necessarily matching. They do match, but they're looking at each other, okay? All right, so now we want to take our artistic wire mandrel tool. We haven't used this in a long time, so I felt like it was time to bring this guy back out and give it some love. We're going to use the 23 millimeter portion of this, and I know that because I have gone through and measured out each one of the steps on this. This is the round mandrel. It comes with different shapes. So we have the round. The 23 millimeter is 1, 2, 3 steps up from the bottom, okay? So you just want to lay your piece of wire in the middle, push down with your thumb, and then you want to guide your wire around, and your little loops, see how mine turned in? That's okay. I'm going to take a pair of pliers and I'm going to turn these out. So my wire pieces, one of the wire pieces is 3 inches long and the other wire piece is 2.5 inches long. And then I'm just going to turn that. See how I just turned that outwards with my chain nose pliers? Just grab a hold of it and give it a turn, so that we have that nice U shape. You can always pop it back over on the tool again to reshape it if you feel like it's come out of its nice little shape here. Okay, so you want this little U shape, kind of looks like a bowl, if you will. All right, so there's that one. We're going to put them on the block and work hard on them, but we're going to do both of these and do them at the same time. So all right, so on the 2.5 inch piece, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to use the small bell making pliers, the smallest mandrel, turn a loop, and then we are going to come down here on the other end and turn another loop, okay? So we've got loops on both sides, and because this is a shorter piece of wire, we now have to come to one of the smaller portions of our mandrel. I'm going to start out at the 16, which is right in the middle, okay? Same thing, just going to put my thumb down on it, and I'm going to guide that wire around to create that round shape. and I was able to keep my loops in the right spot so I don't have to turn those. Okay, so now I have our two little loop shapes, not loop shapes, I'm sorry, our U shapes with the loops on either end, and they are going to hang the shorter one in front of the longer one. Okay, but we want to work harden these just a tiny bit. Even though this is 18 gauge wire, we still want to give it a little bit of work hardening just in case our earring were to get hung on something. We don't want it to lose that beautiful U shape. Hold on, things rolling away here. So you just want to pop it on your steel block and use your nylon hammer and just give it a little bit of work hardening. Not much, okay? Just a little bit's all it takes. Okay. All right, so that's ready to go. We're going to move the block out of the way. We don't need it again unless you're going to make your own ear wires. If you are going to make your own ear wires, definitely want to be sure that you work harden those as well. Okay, all right, so we're just going to sit this to the side for a little bit because now we're going to work on some wire wrapping. So we've got 3 beads that we want to wire wrap. We've got these 2 little seafoam green beads and then our brown teardrop. Where did that go? There it is. So there's our little brown teardrop bead. And for our brown teardrop bead, we're going to create a knotted head pin. We haven't done one of those in a while. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to use some 22 gauge wire, cut myself about 3.5 inches to create our knotted head pin. And we are going to throw things around. Oh, thank you, Hester. I appreciate that. We're going to come in with our round nose pliers and we're going to grab the very tip of the wire, 22 gauge, okay, and I'm using German style in the gold color so that everything matches. Grabbing that wire right at the tip and at the tip of the round nose pliers as well. You want to use the very smallest portion of the pliers, okay? You don't want to come back here. You want to be right at the tip. We're going to roll the wire right around the very top of the pliers and go all the way around one time, okay? Now we're going to go a second time directly underneath the first roll around. So right underneath, we're making a little coil. And you want to stop where you see the flush cut of the wire right there, okay? Before you take this off of the pliers, you want to take the tail end of the wire and bend it out this direction, okay? Taking it off, you've got your wire coil and your wire going that direction, okay? Take the tail end of the wire, bend it around, and we want to go back through the 2 coils, okay? Just like that. All right, now you want to come in with your Nylon Jaw Pliers. You have to use your Nylon Jaw Pliers for this or you will strip the wire. So definitely important, whoops, that you use the right tools for this. Otherwise you're gonna create some problems for yourself. All right, so now I'm gonna come in with another pair of pliers. I'm holding this in the jaw of the Nylon Jaw Pliers so that those 2 loops that we made are right up against the side of the pliers. I've got my tail coming through here. I'm gonna grab the tail and pull. And you want to pull hard, and you've created a knot in the very end of your wire. It looks like a little rosette, so it's cute as well as functional. And I'll flatten this one down a little bit. Definitely be sure that you pull nice and tight, okay? And when you take it away from the tool, you've got yourself a little head pin. So we are going to take our brown teardrop shaped bead, pop that on, just like so, and now we are going to create a wrapped loop at the top. So I'm coming in with my chain nose pliers, grabbing the wire right as it is exiting the bead, and we're going to give it a 90-degree bend, just like so. Get rid of the chain nose pliers, come in with the round nose pliers, grab that wire. This is running between the barrel of the pliers. Take the wire, go up and over the top barrel of the pliers. We're not moving the tool, just moving the wire, okay? Now we want to roll the pliers so that they are out of the way so that I can go ahead and take that wire on over to the other side. I'm going to switch hands, and then you're going to do your wire wrapping. I had room for 3. Okay? So now we're going to come in with our cutter tool and trim off just like that. And this guy is ready to go. So he's going to hang in the middle. It's our little extra fun bead for the middle of our earring. And now we're going to do wire wraps. We're going to do wire wraps loops on both sides of these guys. Okay, so we're not going to do another head pin. We're just going to create wrapped loops. So you're going to need 2 more pieces, 1 for each, 22 gauge wire, just like we used for the brown bead, and you want about 3.5 inches. We're going to come down on that wire about 1 inch or so with our chain nose pliers, bend the wire so that you've got your little backward 7, okay? And then back in with the round nose pliers, grabbing the wire so it's running between the jaws of the pliers, up and over, okay? Roll the pliers out of the way, guide the wire over to the other side, okay? Switching hands, and let's straighten out this wire just a little bit. Take the tail, and we're just going to do a little wrapped loop here. Whoops. Sorry, you guys. Little wraps loop. And then you want to come in and trim off that funny little tail that I ended up with. And you've got a wrapped loop eye pin, okay? Now we're going to thread on one of these beautiful seafoam green beads, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the top so that we've got wire wrapped loops on either side. I'm going to go through this a little bit more quickly now since we've already walked through this, okay? Coming in with the round nose pliers, up and over, roll the pliers out of the way, take the wire on over, okay? And do our wire wraps. All right, so there is our little bead section with the loops on either side. He's ready to go. We're going to do 1 more, and then we are going to be ready to assemble our earring and add our beautiful tassel to it. So I'm just going to repeat the entire process that you just saw, okay? Up and over, on around, okay? And do the wraps. We have our loop. Okay, and pop on our bead and repeat on the other side so that we've got our other wrapped loop. And there you go. All right, trim that off. Okay, now we are ready to assemble, and we're just going to use some, excuse me, we're just going to use some jump rings to put this together. And I'm just kind of looking at the other one here. I'm going to lay this one down so you can kind of see where we're going. Okay, how this guy is all put together. So this brown bead here that's going to hang in the middle, it needs 2 4mm jump rings on it. So we're going to go ahead and add our 4mm jump rings to it and close those up. The reason that there are 2 4mm jump rings here is because it's adding a little extra length so that he's going to hang further down. Okay, and I'm using the 4mm jump rings because they're so small and unobtrusive. Okay, a 6mm jump ring here is really going to kind of crowd things out up here at the top. So these little 4mm are roughly the same size as the loops that I made, so everything kind of goes together very well. Okay, so now we are going to come in with a 6mm jump ring, and this guy, he's got a big job. This guy is going to hold all kinds of stuff. So we're going to open him up laterally. One that says wrapped loop ASMR. That's so funny. We are going to thread on one of our seafoam green beads. We're going to thread on the top 4mm jump ring with our brown bead. Okay, so he's going to hang in the middle. Another one of our seafoam green beads. And we're going to go ahead and add the ear wire to this before we close this guy up. Okay. All right, so the top of our earring is ready to go. Okay, so now we just want to add some 6mm jump rings and hook our little U shapes together and then attach those. So I'm taking a 6mm jump ring, open up, and I'm going to thread on the larger U shape. Okay, and then I'm going to thread on the smaller U shape right in front of it. Okay, just on one side. And now before I close this jump ring back, I want to attach this to the green bead over here on the same side. Okay, and then close that back. And then we need to do the exact same thing to the other side. And just want to be sure that we don't get anything twisted now that things are connected. Makes it, it's not difficult, it's just, it can be a little fickle to try to get everything hanging in the right direction and threaded onto your last jump ring in the order that it needs to go. Okay. So threading through the smaller U, the larger U, and then hold everything up here to grab that bottom loop of our seafoam green bead and close that back. All right, so all by itself, you've got a really cool looking earring, right? I mean, that's awesome all by itself. But to take this to the next level, because we are all about being extra, we're gonna add our tassel to the bottom of this. Before I do that though, let's talk about some different ways that you can change this up, because this is a very big earring and I realize that it might be too big for some people. So there are some things here that you can adjust to make this a smaller earring. One of the very first things that you can do to make this smaller is leave out this larger U shape, okay? That's going to bring things up quite a bit. So you would only have, instead of it being two-tiered, you just have one tier. That's going to bring things up about 1/4 to 1/2 inch as far as the hanging is concerned. Or you could leave out both tiers and you could attach these all together here with jump rings. So put a loop on the bottom of your teardrop bead, right? So you have a loop here, you've got your loops, connect those, and then connect your tassel directly to that, and that's going to look something like that. So you're leaving all of the that extra wire work out completely, okay? And that's going to shorten it up at least a half inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch. So you're getting a shorter earring, but you still have the beautiful beads and the tassel. You're just leaving out the extra wire. So there are ways to adjust this so that you don't have a huge earring, because some people like a big earring, some people don't, but you can still have the same beautiful beads and tassel involved by just making some minor changes, okay? So I try to keep everybody happy if possible. All right, so we're going to take a 4mm jump ring and we're just going to open this guy up, thread our tassel on, and then I'm going to hang the tassel from this bottom tier. and close that back. Okay. Oh no, what have I done? There we go. All right, so now we have two really beautiful earrings and we still have so much to work with. I love these Design by Me bead mixes because there is so much involved in such a small package. It just blows my mind how much there is. So I can make a matching necklace. I can make a bracelet to go with this. I mean, really, you can do all kinds of other jewelry designs. You could get away with probably an entire extra pair of these and use a miracle bead in the center instead of the brown bead. And yeah, there's enough because there are more of these little guys, or you can use the little brown ones, right? So yeah, you can create a ton of things with just one. So Wanda says, could you make the U shapes smaller? You absolutely can make the U shapes smaller. So I would still go with the 18 gauge wire with these and definitely want to keep your loops. But you could, since we had a 3-inch piece here on the bottom and then a 2.5-inch piece here on the top, you could make your bottom one 2 inches and your top one 1.5 inches. I would caution going any smaller than 1.5 inches with the top one just because you're really running out of wire, and you have to keep in mind that it does take a certain amount of wire to get those loops on the ends, okay? So you don't want to shorten it up too much because then you're not going to have any room left to make your U shape once you have those loops on either end. All right, so I'm going to turn you guys around and I'm going to show you what they look like on. I'll put one of them on for you. Hello. You guys, I have a nap in my future. I'm just not feeling so hot today. All right, so I'm going to take this one out and put this one on. I'm so in love with these tassels. I cannot even tell you how awesome they are. So there you go. I think it's a really, really cool, very unique and different design, right? It's a cool earring all by itself without the tassel, but you add the tassel to it and it just becomes this whole other thing. I don't even know how you would describe it. It's not quite a chandelier earring. It's definitely kind of has that kind of gypsy boho chic thing going on, right? You could add more beads before you do your second set of loops on either end. You could thread on some smaller beads. So you could thread on some of the extra beads and fill up the wire. Like there's a lot of different things that you can do to adjust this design, and it would also make a really cool pendant as well. So I love big earrings for that reason in particular, because if you're just not feeling it as an earring, pop it on a piece of chain, right? And just use it as a pendant because that makes a statement all on its own as well. So there you go. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have, as always, enjoyed it. Don't forget all of the great deals that are going on over on jessiejamesbeads.com. There is the 30% off sale. There are the weekly deals. There is a drop-down menu for all of those weekly deals in case you missed those when we went over those at the top of the show. There is really a weekly deal or a deal in general for every budget. So when you go over, I know everybody is being very, very careful and watching where we are spending our money these days. So there is a deal for every budget, which is, you know, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. That just goes to show you that Jessie James Beads is watching out for their customers and really cares. And I can say that I know that for a fact that is true. Because, you know, 3 years celebrating the new website, Jessie James Beads, we wouldn't be Jessie James Beads without you guys. So you are very much appreciated and very much loved. We consider all of you family. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. And I should be back tomorrow on Sarah Ellis Designs at 1 p.m. I say should just because I'm not feeling so great. But I will keep you posted. I plan to do an earrings project using some more of these Design by Me. I can't decide if I'm going to do the red or if I'm going to do that cool glacier, but I'll let you know. It'll be a surprise. So I will see you guys again, same time, same place next week. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a great rest of your afternoon and have a wonderful weekend, you guys. Bye.